Devos, and more. Stay connected. Get the app now so you don't miss a thing. Visit holyculture.net.
Okay, and welcome back to the Be Positive Music Show here on SiriusXM channel 154 and Holy Culture Radio. It's your host here, B Plus, and let me get you caught up really quickly with what you just heard on the second quarter of today's show. The first song you heard was Arkham Knights. That is by Bats and Aaron Dews. The song after that was Bands and Checks by Rick Harmony. And the third song you heard in the second quarter of today's show, that was Flowers from the South. Flowers from the South, and that is by Brinson featuring Big Phil. And really quickly, a quick sidebar on that song. If you like that song and want to hear the entire album, if you want to go buy the whole album, go to brinson.bandcamp.com. You can find all the information there about that album that just came out really recently. And then the last song that I played was Beautiful by Hulvey, and that is pretty much our segue in today's pep talk. Now, that song came out a few weeks ago, and I want to talk about it from a few different angles. So two things can happen when you hear a word like beautiful in a spiritual, in a church context. We can kind of gloss over that word just because we hear it a whole lot. And just like I was saying in some of our weeks prior, when it comes to words like glory and holy and things like that, we hear those words so much, we just kind of gloss right over them, and they kind of lose their power and their strength in our lives. So that's one thing that can happen. And the next thing that can happen is hip hop is kind of a rough and tough culture. It can be very braggadocious. It can be very competitive at times, because it's all about figuring out how to play with your words and be very dope when it comes to that. And it can get pretty competitive even here in the Christian hip hop space, and just wanting to push each other to go further and further. But the word beautiful really doesn't roll off the tongue very easily. It's very easy. Like me, I'm a basketball fan, so it's very easy for me to watch some old highlights of Michael Jordan, and I really feel like he's the most beautiful basketball player to watch. He was just so graceful in how he moved. The tongue was hanging out, the bald head, the sweat beads, him tugging on his shorts, and him just kind of playing with his competition, and he just looked so beautiful in the way that he did it. But it still kind of feels kind of funny even saying that. But then you think about, again, I said that I'm a sports fan. You think about somebody like Aaron Rodgers, who just throws a beautiful football. Or you think about some artwork. You think about Leonardo. You think about Michelangelo. You think about these great artists. I don't think Leonardo was an artist. I think Michelangelo was the artist, and he painted or he sculpted Michelangelo. I think I'm getting all tied up, but you hear what I'm saying. There's a beauty when it comes to different things. I'm blessed to work at an international company, and I do quite a bit of international travel, and I get to see different beautiful things like the fjords in Norway. I got to see some beautiful things in Australia, some beautiful things in Africa. But it's very easy to look at things and attribute the attribute of those things looking beautiful, being beautiful, or being done in a beautiful way. But when it comes to the Lord, there really is it's part of his character. Like, he himself is beautiful. Not the things that he does alone are beautiful, but just he in and of himself is beautiful. And I really feel like Hulvey captured that in this song. I really enjoyed it, really loved it. And that's going to be one of my staples to kind of carry me through the rest of this year. I really thought it was just a fantastic song. And it's just something about when Hulvey has a choir in his background. I think I tweeted about that this week, just talking about how, like, man, like whenever I feel like Hulvey has like a choir background, it's always a hit. You look at the song Can't Tell It All, and now you have this song in Beautiful. And I really couldn't put my finger on it, but I think I put my finger on it a few minutes ago when I was just kind of preparing for the show, and I saw that there was the same producers on both of those songs, Can't Tell It All and also Beautiful. It was Ace Harris and Carvello on both of those. So shout out to Hulvey. Shout out to what he's doing. He has a very, very good way of conveying his emotions and his feelings towards the Lord over a track. So shout out to him for that. Let's go ahead and get into our next song. The next song we have is Circles by George Rose. Once again, this is the Be Positive Music Show, live on SiriusXM channel 154, and we'll be right back.
This love got me spinning. This love got me winning. This love got me dizzy. It's that true love I see.